Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker, and we welcome you as we continue our 23rd year of broadcasting. Tonight, presenting Roots Music Southern Style with episode number 898. That means two more to 900. Our guest this evening is Davey Allen. Davey is a versatile songwriter, musician, and artist who's played music professionally for the past 20 years, the last 6 with his band Davey and The Midnights, one of the hardest working Americana bands out there. Since 2021, the band has called Indianapolis, Indiana home. It should come as no surprise that Davey also has his own thing where he sings his songs solo, sometimes accompanying himself on piano, sometimes on guitar. Tonight he does the latter, and I can't say how pleased we are to have a chance to spend an evening with him on these terms. We're so glad to have you with us for this special, intimate acoustic evening of music and conversation with Davey Allen.
Look into my eyes. Did we meet before? Past all space and time. In another world. Look into my heart. Tell me, is it kind? Was it made to last? Does it beat in time? Look into my past. Did I learn a thing? Am I off the rails? Is it time for change? La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Come into my arms. Rest your weary head. Melt into my soul. Leave the rest behind. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performance.
Davey Allen, our guest this evening, has toured extensively over the years as a member of the San Francisco rock band, the Stone Foxes, with Hall of Famer, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Eric Burden, and also with Mike and Corey, the players who make up 2/3 of the Midnights trio. And Davey also likes to get out from time to time to share what he does on his own. In addition to his touring exploits, Davey has released 7 original albums. Ear to the Ground Music ranked his 2015 self-titled release as their number 15 album of the year. It's great to have you all with us tonight for an evening with our friend Davey Allen.
Thank you. First song, or the second song rather, I would like to play is called Going Home. A lot of my songs are based on dreams that I had, and I left Indiana and I moved to California, and I had this recurring dream of walking across the suspension bridge in my hometown of Monticello. And my wife carved into a piece of, I don't know what it was, but she carved the bridge, and after that I knew I had to write the song. There's a bridge across the river to my home. Where it leads, I did go. Now I'm here, but I can't stay. I'm tired and out of place. I'm going home for a holiday. There'll be beer, there'll be hot wine, there'll be parties and friends will arrive. My mother dear will prepare a fine meal when I go home for a holiday. Going home, going home, going home. Look out now, I'm going home. 'Cause here ain't quite the same. All the lovers play it in vain. If today were the day, I'd gladly be on my way to go home for a holiday. Going home, going home, going home. Look out now, I'm going home. Going home, going home, going home, going home, going home, going home. Look out now, I'm going home. There's a bridge across the river to my home. Okay, the next song is called Tongue-Tied Two-Step. I was on tour with Eric, and something happened with a portion of the tour in Germany, and at the last moment we were kind of holed up in a hotel for a week or so, and I didn't know if people were supposed to know where we were or were supposed to be hiding out or what was going on, so I bought a half dozen bottles of wine, and I had my ukulele, and we kind of holed up in the hotel room for a week, and I wrote several songs, and they were mostly bad, except for this one's all right. It's called the Tongue-Tied Two-Step. I'm rapping on a window, a tongue-tied two-step. Ain't it a process to unwind, unbind my hatred, to grow forgiveness, breed a new dawn, breed a new day. Who will have my weakness? Who could ever have my pride? Who will have my shelter? I'll have yours if you'll have mine. I'm flipping through the pages of a worn-out story. Some say a tale as old as time, that I don't trust my instincts. I fail at speaking, often feel as if my well has run dry. Who would have my weakness? Who could ever have my pride? Who will have my shelter? I'll have yours if you have mine. Have yours if you'll have mine. I have many different techniques writing songs. Sometimes when I'm feeling stumped, I'll try a different technique. And one of the techniques that I like to use is find a song that I really, really like, and then I kind of like write my own version of it, even though it may not seem like that. But I really, really like the song "A Very Good Year" and how it just goes through this whole lifespan in one song. I thought I'll try that. An updated version. It's called "Life is a Spaceship." When I was a little boy, I never questioned what I knew. Never questioned right or wrong, sang a simple child song. Life is a spaceship that is moving through time. younger, but my spaceship still flies. When I was a younger man, I held on to the hands of truth. The rocks of life are slowly crushed, and on sand alone my feet must walk. Life is a spaceship that is moving through time. I ain't getting younger, but my spaceship still flies. When I was a working man, I loved so hard I broke my bones. When it's time for birds to fly, the broken man stays all alone. Life is a spaceship that is moving through time. I ain't getting younger, but my spaceship still flies. And when I was an older man, my heart was black from blood red wine. Thought upon the little boy, the joys of life you leave behind. Life is a spaceship that is moving through time. I ain't getting younger, but my spaceship still flies.
I feel like I might have been on a spaceship of my own. Did we get through all the four tunes there?
Did I get them all?
Wavy?
I might have missed one. Yeah.
Miss
I
Wavy?
did, yeah.
You want to play Wavy? And
I'll play it. I played it out of order.
yeah, that's right. Let's
The
play
stand
Wavy
is
and
in
then
my way there. Yeah. This is a song I'm just recently trying. Maybe that's why I subconsciously skipped it, because I'm not for sure if I'm going to keep it around. I wrote it 10 years ago, and I found an old notebook, and I thought, well, maybe this isn't so bad. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I moved to California, and the first time I went to Las Vegas, Abby and I drove to Las Vegas, and then we hung out, and then we drove home that same night, and I found out later the thing to do is actually stay in Las Vegas overnight. But the one benefit of driving home after being in Las Vegas for the evening is that you get to drive through the desert at night, and it's an experience in itself. So that's where I came up with the chorus for this song about what I wanted to name our dog. When I finally got a dog with Abby, I said, let's name it Wavy Gravy, which is the name of the tune, after the Wavy Gravy. And she said, no way are we naming our dog Wavy Gravy. His name will be Beck. So now we have Beck, but I also have the song. And sometimes when I look at Beck, I just think that's Wavy Gravy, not Beck. I'll get up early in the morning, go to the kitchen to make us coffee. Ain't it nice here, just us two? Fry a couple of eggs, I can't afford the bacon. Life's real tough and the price keeps raising. Don't know how we're gonna make it through. Get a little pup, call him Wavy Gravy. Drink cheap wine and call each other baby. Don't that sound like me and you? Drive through the desert all damn night, watching you sleep as the sun rises. Don't that sound like me and you? Yes, it do. Yes, it do. I'll pick you up on the edge of St. Louis. You make it easy how you see straight through me. Just about nothing gonna get by you. Then I find out it ain't worth faking. You love me through all bad seasons. I guess I know how I'll make it through. Get a little pup, call him Wavy Gravy. Drink cheap wine and call each other baby. Don't that sound like me and you? Drive through the desert all damn night, watching you sleep as the sun rises. Don't that sound like me and you? Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Get a little pup, call him Wavy Gravy. Drink cheap wine and call each other baby. Don't that sound like me and you? Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
Yeah. So, what is it like? Describe driving across the desert at night, because this isn't something I've done before.
Well, I think the stillness is a big thing.
Do we have windows down?
Windows down. It's noisy, but yet it's still, and just the landscape. The fact that I didn't realize this is what it was at first, but I think the landscape, because it doesn't change for hundreds of years. There's no spring and fall and winter. It is how it is, and it'll remain that way. Not to say there isn't change. You just have to look a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But just driving through at 80, 85 miles per hour, it's just static.
Huh. Wow. And so, do you get out? Do you stop? And are there places to stop, or you just have to make sure you have a full tank of gas?
There are a few places. I mean, it's expensive when you get to. It's like the hottest. They have a meter. It's like supposedly the hottest place in the world, and I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, there's a few places to stop. The gas is rather expensive in those places, so it's better to have gas. Because if there's no traffic, it's about 4.5 hours.
Okay.
So you can make it on a tank of gas.
We're talking about from where to where?
This is from Las Vegas
to
Old Town to South Bay, Los Angeles. Maybe the first time we were still living in Hollywood or something.
Do you remember the first time you drove to Los Angeles?
The first time I drove to Los
Well,
Angeles.
so when you went there, the first time you went there, did you actually move there?
Well, the very first time I drove to Los Angeles, it was 5 years before that.
Okay.
But the first time driving is I'm going to live here. Yeah, that was a whole different experience.
Huh. And when did that happen? Why don't we walk listeners through sort of that period of your life when you're in Monticello growing up, but then and also playing some music by the time you're in your teen years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started playing the drums when I was 9 or 10, playing in church, singing in church. I think we talked a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But professionally playing music 16, 17.
Okay.
Getting paid to play.
Gotcha. And so you're doing that in Indiana, And then at what point do you and Abby, right?
Yep.
Together, Abby,
Yeah.
who's here, decide that you're going to go to California?
Yeah.
And why?
I was in my mid-20s, and kind of like the first half of my 20s was this whole compartment in itself, and it had been closed in, and I saw Abby for the first time in years, and we went on a date and reconnected right away, and she said, hey, by the way, in 3 weeks I'm moving to Los Angeles. And I said, maybe right in that moment, I said, well, that'd be cool if I went too. You know?
Am I invited?
Yeah, I kind of invited myself, I think. Yeah. She might have tried to uninvite me at some point.
And how far back do you and Abby go prior to that point when you're inviting yourself with her to go to LA?
We knew each other in high school.
Okay.
She grew up in Los Angeles and then moved to small town Indiana, and that's where we met each other, in Indiana. And she, it's a small rural school, but she was an artist, and there weren't as many artists just because there's less kids. And I noticed that, oh, she's got talent. She's an artist. I noticed that.
Huh.
I remember that.
Is that one thing that attracted you to her from the get-go?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always considered myself an entertainer. I could play and sing, and I could entertain, people. I could make people smile, but I never considered it art. And I think she saw that I was an artist in some way, and made me believe that I was an artist. 'Cause she was an artist.
And that was so there was mutual admiration there. She had explored a different area of art that you hadn't explored before.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's a visual artist,
Okay.
and she had, before I did, embraced the artist's lifestyle. I don't know what that means exactly, but to live as an artist,
Uh-huh.
to express yourself.
Yeah, to express yourself, but was it also about living on sort of meager means
I
and
think
being satisfied with that?
I think that's part of it. Yeah, I think it doesn't mean that you can't be an artist if you have means or
Yes.
have means, but it's easier to be an artist if means are meager.
You don't have the distraction of
exactly
choices.
Exactly. You get down to right to the core of it. You see it better.
Mm-hmm. And so when the two of you decided you were going to go to California, she for her it was going back home,
Kind of.
right?
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of. Did she still have some home there?
Yeah. I mean, we toured her old neighborhoods and checked it all. She lived in East Los Angeles growing up.
Uh-huh.
So we went there and checked it all out. But I think, through our process of living there, especially early on, she was rediscovering Los Angeles on her own terms, probably.
Well, probably as an adult, or had she already been there as an adult?
I think she'd visited.
Yeah, okay,
but not long
lived
term,
there.
not lived there, not the hustle.
Yeah, right. And so did you both go with the intent of living artists' lives there?
She wanted to pursue a living as an artist, and I think that was my goal. She got into it right away. She found a job. She has a degree in art, and she found a job right away that was designing, and so she right away was making a living with her art.
Yeah.
And it took me a little bit longer, a few years.
Yeah. What was the holdup for you? New place, making the contacts.
Everybody wants to be a musician. I went with my guitar thinking I was going to find work as a guitar player, and I found out there are way less keyboard players, or at least people that claim to be keyboard players. So when Abby's parents came to the visit for the first time, I said, please bring my keyboard. And I started getting a lot more work, which led to the Eric thing, because I was not a keyboard player before that.
Can you tell the story about? Can you tell the story? I know it's a story you've told a lot of times, but I'd love to.
Not really.
Yeah. Well, tell the story about how it happened that you went from a guy carrying from Monticello, Indiana, to LA carrying an acoustic guitar and all of a sudden getting a call from Eric Burden's management?
Yeah. Well, I've started getting keyboard work and was kind of putting it out there that I'm a keyboard player. And I got a gig playing with another guy from Indiana, Jonzo West, and his project. And the bass player in that band, Justin Andrus, also from Michigan City, Indiana, he has his hands in all kinds of different music in Los Angeles, and just a really good hustler. And I mean that in the best way. Like, he's always looking for work and always helping out friends to find work and survive and grow as musicians. And he had been approached by someone else to be a part of Eric's band as a bass player. And at the time, the band was going to be, they had a keyboard player already lined up, and they had another guitar player and drummer and all this lined up, and it was just going to be Justin. And then some of the other members fell through, and they approached Justin, my friend from Michigan City, Indiana, and said, "Do you know any keyboard players?" And all of a sudden, I got an email from Eric's wife saying, "Hey, we got this Australian tour coming up. We don't have a band. Would you want to try out?" And that's pretty much it. Start learning the songs. I think we learned 6 songs and went to Ojai, California, and went to a studio. And Eric walked in with a coat that was up like this, and his hat was down. He came in with a toothpick in his mouth, just kind of eyeballing us. And we did one song, and he just said, "Let's go to Australia." And that was pretty much it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And how long did that ride last?
So that was, I think, 5 or 6 years, and then COVID happened. And so the last gig we played was February the 22nd, 2020, and there had been plans, we were going to go all over, but it was what it was, and then it allowed me to easily transition into the Midnights thing.
So was that transition an easy transition?
I didn't know it was going to be, but it was. I had been, I had said, I think maybe I want to do something else. And
something else, meaning
the Midnights, or the Davey Allen Band, or whatever it was going to be called. Right. And it was kind of coming down to the wire. I needed to make a decision, and I was stressing over it real bad. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic happened, and the decision was made for me. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, it is kind of lovely sometimes when circumstances determine what you're going to do.
Yeah, not that the pandemic was nice, but
Yeah, right. But it's maybe one of 2 silver linings.
Yeah.
Amidst all the darkness. What did you learn as a person, as a player, in the experience of traveling? Going from playing, more local music, local acts, to playing professionally, on a large scale, to large audiences, and learning new music. And what was, can you talk some about what you learned that you sort of took with you into this transition that you made?
It was everything to do with all the things but music. I thought it was so much about playing your instrument well and playing well, playing in the live in the moment, which all those things are important, but I think there's so many other things that are important professionally for a working professional musician. Being on time is the biggest one. Being kind to others around you, no matter who they are. Bathing regularly because you're in small spaces with people, and traveling and touring, and beyond those things, remembering that each individual is having an experience, and you try to connect with as many people as possible.
And are you talking about the audience members? Or are you talking about the other people you're playing with?
I'm talking about the audience members, but it goes for the band as well, because the stage gets bigger, people get further away, and sometimes it can be harder to connect with the other band members. That's true.
And did Eric have a part in sort of setting the tone for the band, or was that somebody else's work, and did he just sort of arrive to perform?
I thought it would be the latter, that he would just show up and perform, and it really wasn't that. He was looking for a band experience. He was looking to hang out with us, and I think, I don't want to speak for him, but I think that he realizes that the music that you make, the things that come out of the band are heavily influenced by, the hangs beforehand, the trust that you have with one another on stage, and it's hard to do those things if you're only showing up just to sing and just to go.
Huh. I think you just answered my next question, which was going to be, what do you feel like you learned directly from him? And it's that, the importance of the relationships and the trust that you have with other people you're on stage with.
Yeah.
Because it's scary, I would think. I mean, you're putting yourself on, you're vulnerable.
Yeah. I feel, I'm like trembling right now because I'm so used to having a band. And I love, and I appreciate in this moment right now, I appreciate it so much, being able to rely on your bandmates and the trust that happens there.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're here doing this. Your songs are so tender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just great. I can't wait to hear more. Let's play some more music, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more later. All right. Welcome back, Davey Allen.
Okay, well, just an easy transition. When I first started writing and recording my own music right after the pandemic started, I had 2 quick albums that I just put out of material I was recording at home. And this is one of them. It's called Already Know. It's about realizing that when you have a decision to make, that you can think about it and toil over it, but a lot of times your subconscious has already made the decision, and you don't even realize you've made the decision. You might start acting like you've made a decision, but you'll say you didn't. Already know. I think you already know. They said goodbye to rock and roll. Man, I think that's a trip. Whoa. Maybe they ran out of steam. Rode the tracks but kept it clean. I think you know what I mean. Whoa. Whoa. I think you already know how it's gonna go. I think you already know how it's gonna go. Come on, telephone wires, wrap me up with your desire. I think we'd make a good team. Whoa. Whoa. I think you already know how it's gonna go. I think you already know how it's gonna go. Oh no. I think you already know. They said goodbye to rock and roll. Man, I think that's a trip. Whoa. Whoa. I think you already know how it's gonna go. I think you already know how it's gonna go. I think you already know. Oh. Okay, this next one is called Ain't It a Shame? It's a story, pretty old story. It's about caring deeply for someone and realizing that maybe they don't feel the same. It's not reciprocated, which is the thing, and being able to gracefully handle that. I've dreamt upon her hair full of roses. I've caught the scent of her perfume in the air. I hear her laugh but turn to find another. Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not care? Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not love you? To pine for them both day and night, like a fire that never quits. This wild desire won't relent. Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not care? I spend my nights going bar to bar now, searching for things I know I will not find. For I've drank from the sweetest bottle. Now all the other spirits make me lose my mind. Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not love you? To pine for them both day and night, like fire that never quits. This wild desire won't relent. Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not care? Well, like a fire that never quits, this wild desire won't relent. Ain't it a shame to love someone who does not care? This next song's called Used to Be King. It's, I think we've all been to a place where we're feeling really good and things are going well, and you're humbled a little bit. And it's good to have those moments, and how you treat those moments is really important, because it can be frustrating. So nothing's too literal in this song, but just general feelings, I guess. Used to have all the answers, used to know all the things, used to get high off everyone. I used to be king. I used to be king. Used to walk roads untraveled. I used to make the scene. Money was for nothing. I used to be king. I used to be king. Now I'm just me. That's all I can be. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. I used to be king. I used to be king. Now I'm just me. That's all I can be. I used to laugh at death. I'd often fly for free. I'd always write the hits. I used to be king. I used to be king. I used to be king. I used to be king.
All right. Hey, I'd like to take a moment to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any Wednesday, remain available online for you to view at your convenience, along with live audio stream, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program. Hey, be sure to tell your friends and share what it is that you like about Red Barn Radio. Next week, our guest is The Heels. The Heels were crowned Country Group of the Year at the prestigious Josie Music Awards held at the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville. Their unforgettable performance of the chart-topping single Hush Money cemented their status in country music. The Heels also took home the awards for Group of the Year, Music Video of the Year, and Emerging Artist of the Year at the BCCMA Awards in Canada. Pretty cool, huh? Since setting up a secondary home in Nashville, the Heels have been an unstoppable new force. They're playing an average of 20 live shows a month. They continue to sell out iconic national venues like the Bluebird Cafe and the Listening Room, showcasing their incredible live performances. They're going to be with us here next week for a Red Barn Radio program you will not want to miss. And speaking of Red Barn Radio programs you will not want to miss, we're glad you're here with us tonight to be with Davey Allen. He's here, first time playing solo. He's been here a couple of times with Davey and The Midnights, a band we love, and we love Davey, and we're so glad to have a chance to hear him play some of his own songs that we haven't heard him perform before. So, welcome Davey Allen back to the Red Barn stage.
This is an oldie of mine. I mean, I'm 39 years old, and I'd say this song is probably 20 years old. 20 years to 19, yeah. Shoot. Okay. It's hard being young. It's harder being old, so I'm told. So someone might have said to me. Hindsight's always 20/20. What is all so funny is that you never saw past my front door. know the games you play, they've got me running each and every way. Oh, I long to hold you tight. Come on over every single night. Got the letters that you wrote. You're far away, but it's no joke. I'll be coming for you one of these days. When I arrive on the scene, I'll say hello and say where you been, and we'll fall away into your bed. Oh, I'm coming there, so darling, wait and don't you fear. On the road to heaven's home, that's where you are and where I wanna go. Don't you cry and don't you weep, I'll be there within the week. We can laugh and dance and fight and fall. If I do it all again, make sure I didn't kick your head, and I'd kiss you as we were lying in your bed. Look down your road, babe, I'm coming into view today. Here to make you feel alright, coming over every single night. It's hard being young, it's harder being old, so I'm told, so someone might have said to me. Here's a song called Capitol Blues. You know, I'm so angry sometimes I could spit, and I don't think I could talk about it without snarling too much, so I'll just play it. Up all night, waiting for my cows to come home. Up all night, waiting for my cows to come home. There's chaos in the kitchen, there's a ruckus in the room. My clothes are coming off, but I might be leaving soon. Up all night, waiting for my cows to come home. Papa's in the backyard talking about them Capitol Blues. Papa's in the backyard talking about them Capitol Blues. He said, we the people this. I said, we the people that. Come a little closer, Papa, I'm gonna show you where it's at. Up all night, waiting for my cows to come home. We've been doing some teasing, no teasing. I ain't believing in anything I hear, see, say, touch, feel. Children in the front yard watching their world on fire. Children in the front yard watching their world on fire. The flames are getting high, but the mother doesn't blink. She leans a little closer and starts talking about her kinks. Up all night, waiting for my cows to come home. cows to come home. I've been waiting on my cows to come home. This next song is called Real Life. And overall, I think it's about... and actually, I have no idea what it's about overall. But it started very literally, and this is a true story about a Japanese soldier who was told to go and fight in the Philippines. And after the war was over, he just kept fighting because he was told to fight until you're dead. So he just kept fighting. And it wasn't until the 70s, after almost 30 years of kind of having a guerrilla warfare where he thought he was in battle, but it was really just farmers and people around him who were like trying to get on with their lives. And they had his commanding officer come from Japan to find him in the jungle and be like, hey man, for real, like it's over. You don't have to fight anymore. And I think sometimes we need that person in our lives to come tell us, hey man, it's over, you know. It's time to move on. The song's called Real Life. Come out of the trees. Your debt is not with me. You're a loyal man. It makes it hard to understand. Oh, but now it's becoming clear. The fight you fought for nearly 30 years, well, it was all in your head. You survived. The other three are dead. Say your goodbyes to the jungle from which you terrorized. Well, it's hard to walk down the mountainside when you don't trust a single man alive. But now it's becoming clear. The fight you fought for nearly 30 years, well, it was all in your head. You survived. The other three are dead. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And it's sad, so sad to ever part. But it's time for real life to start. We're all older now, but still young at heart. So let real life start. Real life start. Real life start. Real life start. Real life start.
You're talking after, before maybe. I used to, before the King song, I used to be king. Is that what it was called? It used to be a king.
Yeah.
I think about the experience of having children as you know, a different kind of a humbling experience, right? It's on one hand, it's sort of amazing, the way they look up at you and just adore you, regardless of you know, how bad your breath is or how you look. They have no regard for any of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They just look up at you and just love you, and yet at the same time, they don't really care whether you have a show to play, whether you just came back from hitting your best round of golf that you've ever hit. They could care less about that. You come home, you know, I remember coming home I was playing so much golf when my wife was pregnant with our first, and I remember coming home after my best game, and I just wanted everybody to share in this amazing experience. And Ben could do nothing but cry for the next 2 days. You know, he was so colicky.
Aww.
Yeah.
And you just wanted to enjoy your nice moment.
I wanted to enjoy my nice moment, and I wanted him to respect it. I hadn't got
Why
quite.
don't you understand?
I hadn't quite gotten used to that idea. Tell me about the experience for you, as a person who's so reflective and who writes, and what kinds of things has it made you think about with Alma, and you know, having this new being in your life?
Yeah, well, it's bizarre to always have her in my thoughts, in that the decisions that I make, they all affect her. You know, there are other decisions with people that I love and friends around me that my decisions would affect them, but it's like things that I choose to do and not to do could potentially affect her for her whole life. And to think about that is kind of heavy sometimes, and I try to not let it affect me too much. But I want to be able to have her in my thoughts all the time. And I want to be able to make decisions based on the whole trajectory of her existence. But that sounds maybe crazy to say, but I mean it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot. I mean, yeah, we have our kids in our thoughts all the time. Yet, in some ways, we are our most effective selves as adults and as parents when we don't overthink them, right? When we just provide
I think I'm
them with
overthinking
adult-
it right now just because we're talking about
Yeah.
it. You know, day to day, probably not. But
Yeah. And has this been an exciting experience for you as a writer? Do you find that it's changed the way that you write, or some of your practices as an artist? Has it helped you to become more disciplined, more structured, less structured?
It's changed it that I just don't do it anymore. Not that I don't necessarily want to do it right now. Maybe when Alma's a little bit older and she's kind of doing her own thing, okay, I will. But like right now, it's our nuclear family is so focused on one another and the things that we do. She's not a co-writer, so it's like, at least not yet. A co-writer right now, and it's maybe one song every few months or something.
Explain how you and Beck co-write.
Oh yeah, so this actually is a big thing. I'm not going to play the song today, but I have this new song that the Midnights play called Rebel, and
I saw you crossed it out.
I crossed it out. Yeah, I played it. I was like, you know what? I don't think it makes sense with just me and a guitar. So I'm just like, in the past, really bad at co-writing. I freeze up. I don't know why. Being in maybe I just haven't done it with someone that I trust enough. But
Huh.
co-writing has been hard for me with other people. So I'm trying this new thing where I have a notebook, and I sit in the room with Beck, and he sits up on the chair right next to me, and I look at him, and I try to figure out what he's thinking about, and I imagine what he's thinking about. And this one particular song was he was really pissed off about the dog that's now living across the street. And like we were sitting there, and he was like, kept hearing the dog barking. But I think maybe he likes the dog or wants to be, like, because he's seen the dog and he like wagged his tail and like excited. But sometimes when the dog starts barking, he's like, so the other dog across the street is the rebel, and Beck's kind of a little jealous of the attitude of the other dog.
Well,
Where we go? That's where we went with that. Yeah, I'm co-writing with dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, you can find that pertinence in all kinds of things, right? So
Yeah.
you don't strike me as somebody who, I don't know, deliberates too much about your lyrics.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Stream of consciousness.
And it's great, but at the same time though, it does seem that you're intent upon bringing the idea to a circle where people can connect with the idea that you want to convey.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah, I hope so. Me personally, what I like are songs that I can kind of hang my own meaning on. And I hope
Yeah.
that's what my songs do, mostly
Yeah.
for people.
A song of yours that I had to listen to twice today, and I'm going to keep listening to it just because it just moves me a lot, is the one that you're not playing tonight, but I would urge people to check it out, is the one about the man in the photo.
Uh-huh.
That's a song that just really strikes me. Can you, just for anybody who might go and check that out, can you tell people something about what that song
Yeah.
is about?
It's another dream song
Yeah.
I had this
Yeah.
dream, and it's a very specific photo that I had growing up, and my grandmother has since framed for me. It's a picture of my dad as a young man with my grandfather standing at a state park and somewhere in Kentucky. They say it's Corbin, Kentucky. They're
Yeah.
not for sure, but it's somewhere near
Yeah.
there. And
Laurel Lake is near there, yeah.
there's in the background behind them, there's this guy. You can't see his face, you can't make it out, but there's this guy standing behind them. And in this dream, this guy walked up to my dad and my grandpa in the photo, and I could see them interacting. And then he walked right off the photo and into my room in this dream. And like I had this whole conversation with this guy that I don't know or have never met, and that's what the song's about.
And what was the space that he was laughing at?
I know it's been so long since I've played or listened to that song.
There was an empty space. The man from the photo was laughing at.
I think what I meant by that was that he looked back at the photo where he used to be in the photo. And then it was just empty. And he had come to me. He had made it to me somehow. And he's laughing at that empty space.
And so have you learned to understand your dreams? Have you done work in that regard, like sort of with somebody like a Jungian person who it's just something
Never.
you've done on your own?
Yeah.
And does that involve you getting up in the morning time and writing out the dream that you have? That's what dream people seem to do.
Yeah, I used to do that more often. I used to dream a lot more. I'll still dream occasionally, but I don't dream as much as I used to.
How do you? Yeah.
But yeah, the process did involve like writing right away. I have a lot of songs that I write about dreams that I've had, and my writing. This is pre Alma, but my writing was usually in the mornings, first thing in the mornings, with a cup of coffee and a bowl, and I could write 2 or 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Just put them out there, and that was my routine before. So I think that's why, at least I'm thinking about it right now, that's why I would write about dreams, because they were on my mind, because they just happened.
What are for you the pitfalls of writing? What is it that you can fall into that can lock you up?
As far as like writing.
Yeah. As far as writing and doing a song, you say you do stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And so you may use a substance to sort of free that up.
Sometimes, or used to,
Sometimes, yeah.
more often than I
Yeah.
do now. But yeah, I think for me, a big pitfall or something that I had to try to overcome and still overcoming is thinking about how people will interpret it. You know, because I want people to be able to listen to the song, listen to the lyric, and put their own meaning on it. But then I start to get down this rabbit hole of, oh, what are they going to think? And I don't want them to think this, and then so if I can just put it out of my mind, how people will receive it. I think that's just a good art technique. You have to consider your audience sometimes, I guess, but generally, I try to do it for myself and what it means to me, and not consider the audience, at least while I'm writing.
Yeah. And why do you feel like it's been challenging for you to co-write with people? It seems to me that you would have so much to teach others who are learning the songwriting
I've never considered
craft.
that. I think my opinion of myself can be sometimes low, and I think the opposite of it. I think that I'm not contributing to the people that I co-write with. Like I'm wasting their time almost. You know?
Oh.
But I like how you put that. I would have something to give.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would drive up to Indianapolis and pay you to give me 3 hours to go through songs of mine and help me let go of them. No, it's beautiful. It's very free. What you write is just so free and so real and simple, yet just really reflective and really personal. And I was just so taken this afternoon sitting down and listening through Pisces and then May Day. Just a great experience, and this has been great too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you listened to those.
Yeah.
Two of my favorites.
Yeah, it's really special. And why was May Day was May Day your first collection of songs?
It was the first collection of my songs that I did completely on my own. But as far as writing, Pisces and Mayday are almost completely me, except for maybe a guest musician or two on a few of them. But it's all me, and I mixed it, and not very well, but it's mixed. But I had 3-4 previous records going back to 2007 or 8 or something like that. But those aren't on the internet. Those were hard copies, you know, and they might have been streaming somewhere at one time, but they've never been uploaded to TuneCore, to my knowledge.
And is it something you would do?
I don't know. I
Not
don't,
sure?
There's maybe a few songs in those albums that I like, but a lot of them I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
But it seems, again, back to you not deliberating about your music. It seems to me that you would be a person who would be like, that's where I was at the time.
That's true, and I feel that way. You know, I'm both of those things. I'm all of those things.
And human.
Yeah. I just maybe would take a while to dig it out, and then TuneCore costs like, $50 a record a year to keep it going, and it's like you don't make that much. At least I don't make that much to keep them up there. Somebody else can do it. I released a record on a small indie label in Los Angeles, or a couple records in 2013, 2014 that were on the internet. Now I don't think they are anymore, but that, like, the record label put them on the internet, and the record label went under or stopped existing anymore. So I don't know where those went, but some awesome musicians, like this drummer Rob Humphreys, who I just saw on Saturday Night Live. Like, plays with everybody, and the guitar players are people that play with all these big musicians, and I didn't have to pay for any of it. And I thought I was going to be famous. And
Wow. Hey, I've got Davey Allen on Red Barn Radio tonight. He's playing songs on his own, and I hope you're enjoying them as much as we are. Let's get back to Davey's last set.
Daniel is about Daniel Boone,
Oh.
which I think it's there's like the Daniel Boone National Forest or
Yeah.
right nearby.
Yeah, it's it is. Yeah, it's not that far from here. Okay, so it's that Daniel.
That Daniel,
The
yeah.
Daniel, I guess we would say.
I guess, yeah, but and also incorporates a little bit of a dream. Like the chorus is a dream that I had, and I was like reading a lot about Daniel Boone at the time, so I kind of combined the dream and a little bit of Daniel Boone, whatever.
Huh.
Yeah,
I guess the Daniel would be the one, the biblical one.
is that right? No,
I guess so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
This is the
this is
the
our Daniel.
yeah
Yeah.
Cumberland Gap Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a voice in the dark that calls to him, speaking in tongues of love. Oh, come to me now, if I only knew how sweet angels carry me home. He blazed his way through the Cumberland Gap, through the hills that fell like fire. Oh, long hunting Danny was finding sanctuary in the land of the native sons. Life ain't always as it seems. Sometimes I fall to my knees when I find sleep. She comes to me in my dreams. There's a silence in the air no soul should bear, eats him from the inside out. Rivers turn to seas, they cut him to his knees and make him one of their own. Now he's set to roam this wilderness home, now to the ends of the sun. You can hear him still out among the hills in the land of the native sons. Life ain't always as it seems. Sometimes I fall to my knees when I find sleep. She comes to me in my dreams. There's a long dark path our feet must walk, ain't no light to shine the way. Throwing devil stones in the land unknown, hoping mercy, wanting grace. Throwing devil stones in the land unknown, hoping mercy. Wanting grace.
Would you like to do another take on that, Ed?
Would probably be a good idea, because I don't know, the noise was loud.
It was loud. Can you do that again?
Oh yeah,
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
I'll do it better.
Okay, thanks.
Promises.
I had a vision early that was going to happen, so
Oh, all right.
I willed it into existence. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Held on for, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah. Do the intro too, or just?
No, just the song.
There's a voice in the dark that calls to him, speaking in tongues of love. Oh, come to me now, if I only knew how sweet angels carry me home. He blazed his way through the Cumberland Gap, through the hills that fell like fire. Oh, long hunting Danny was finding sanctuary in the land of the native sons. Life ain't always as it seems. Sometimes I fall to my knees when I find sleep. She comes to me in my dreams. There's a silence in the air no soul should bear. Eats him from the inside out. Rivers turn to seas, they cut him to his knees and make him one of their own. Now he's set to roam this wilderness home, now to the ends of the sun. You can hear him still out among the hills in the land of the native sons. Life ain't always as it seems. Sometimes I fall to my knees when I find sleep. She comes to me in my dreams. There's a long dark path our feet must walk. Ain't no light to shine the way. Throwing devil stones in a land unknown, hoping mercy, wanting grace. Throwing devil stones in a land unknown, hoping mercy, and wanting grace. It's been nice to play some of these songs because I haven't played them in a really long time. They're just not songs that we play in the band. And this is one that I wrote 20, maybe 21 years ago, and don't really play it much anymore, but it's a song that I really like. It's a song about the future. And to think about when I wrote the song, I was thinking about the future and just not knowing what the future holds. And I got more future and don't know what it holds either. Put the capo on. I can't remember what key I do the song in. It's been so long. That sounds right. Yep. Maybe this one. There. I've been waiting on my days to come on this railroad, son, on this railroad, son. I've been waiting for my tides to change on this railroad, babe, on this railroad, babe, where the tracks go on forever, and there will never cease. Last time we stopped, it was 1962. You see, back then Mississippi was still looking blue. my hands through her hair. She's just like sand. She's just like sand. The whole damn South is rising against me now. My world's gone mad. My world's gone mad. Where the tracks go on forever, and they will never cease. Last time they stopped it was 1962. You see, back then Mississippi was still looking blue. Oh yes. Where the tracks go on forever, and they will never cease. Last time they stopped it was 1962. You see, back then Mississippi was still looking blue. See, back then Mississippi was still looking blue. Just like today Mississippi was still looking blue. Whew. Okay, this last song is a song called Monomony. And growing up in Indiana, I saw these signs that said, "The Trail of Death." And I saw these signs and I did not know exactly what that was. And to my knowledge, it was not covered in the curriculum, at least when I was in school. And it was later in life that I at least paid attention or knew what it was. And it was the forced moving of the Potawatomi Indians from northern Indiana to Kansas and then eventually Shawnee, Oklahoma. And it was like really tough to read and to understand or try to understand, you know, the reality of those people. And it's a song I just do a cappella. There is a trail of death. There is a trail of death from the village of Twin Lakes. There is a trail of death. I can hear Monomony. I can hear Monomony through the rivers and the pines, in death as in life. Their death is my shame. Their death is my shame. Murdered by swine like me. Their death is my shame. There is a trail of death. There is a trail of death from the village of Twin Lakes. There is a trail of death.
Thanks, Davey. Well, there are many people to thank for our broadcast. First, Davey Allen, our guest on this program. We want to thank all of you, too, for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on our growing network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and future programs. We're on the web, of course, at redbarnradio.com. Now, before we close out the evening, I think Davey has one more tune to play for us.
Yeah,
All right.
lighten it up a little bit.
What do you got?
This is a song the Midnights do called Acapulco Gold. Some folks say be careful smoking that devil weed. Someone may report you to the authorities. Break the chains that bind you, don't let it worry your soul. There ain't nothing wrong with a little Acapulco Gold. Pass the peace pipe, pass it around. Get so high, never come back down. I smoke weed every day, I don't care who knows. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Well, the hippie lettuce that go out west, it's mighty fine indeed. I come back to my corner store for all varieties. Pop a bean and roll a J, give some to your ma. There's a pin for Brother Ted, a big old bowl for Pa. Pass the peace pipe, pass it around. Get so high, never come back down. I smoke weed every day, don't care who knows. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Let it grow now. Well, there ain't no need for a doctor's script, and there ain't no need to hide. Yours love for the greenery is surely justified. There's all kinds of folks on death's door from legal substances. So bust my head, hippie friend, let's do it all again. Pass the peace pipe, pass it around. Get so high, never come back down. I smoke weed every day, don't care who knows. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Pass the peace pipe, let your love grow. Ha!
All right. Davey Allen. Thanks all for our show for this week. Remember, you can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. It's always great to hear from all of you who listen to Red Barn's archive performances on your favorite streaming platforms and on our Red Barn YouTube channel. Hey, listeners, speaking of you, please, before, during, after you enjoy Red Barn Radio, take just a moment to engage with us. Your comments, your sharing means so much, keeps us growing, continuing our mission to bring roots music, Southern style to your neck of the woods and beyond. And now we bid you good night. Let's stick together, let's appreciate each other, and let's join up again for another great evening of music and conversation on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. See you next time.